Hello, Pally.
Today is April 29th, 2019.
INFocus starts right now. ASB is hosting an event on the quad this week. We'll tell you about it if you stick with us.
Don't change the channel, but because we'll tell you about a fallen crane.
And a look into change in our schools week.
All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to INFocus. I'm Thomas Colburn.
And I'm Jason Goldie.
There's a lot going on around campus.
Here's some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
Looking for summer volunteer hour opportunities? Go to the Tower Building to check out the Community Service Bulletin Board outside the College and Career Center office. For more questions, contact Kay Larson at pausd.org. Students looking for summer volunteer opportunities can check the bulletin board in front of the College and Career Center. For more questions, email klarson at pausd.org.
Next Friday is Pally World Fest. The ASB-hosted event will be filled with events that appreciate Pally and cultures from around the world. The event takes place May 3rd during lunch and tutorial on the quad, and free food and festivities will be available. In performing arts news, Pally Theater's one-act showcases this week. Performances are May 2nd through 4th. Tickets and information can be found at pallytheater.com.
Moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
San Diego police says a 19-year-old shot and killed one woman on Saturday at a synagogue. The woman was killed after she stepped between the shooter and the synagogue's rabbi. 3 others were injured. The perpetrator is being charged with 1 count of murder in the first degree and 3 counts of attempted murder in the first degree. Police believe he acted alone.
A crane fell onto multiple cars in Seattle Saturday. Police say 4 people were killed, 2 pedestrians and 2 crane operators. One witness says he saw a man dangling from the crane at one point. And when it felt like an earthquake. Police are investigating.
Dakota Johnson has attended school from home since 7th grade. But for his senior year, he told his teacher he wanted to be part of the graduation ceremony. But just before graduation, he was admitted to the hospital with heart failure, so his school brought graduation to him. Johnson donned a cap and gown in his hospital bed and posed for pictures with family and friends. His grandmother says she believes it was the happiest day of his life. Moving on from news to the past to news of today.
And today, Derek is bringing us an uplifting story about the brave soldiers who fought in World War II.
What do you have for us today, Derek?
Thanks, Thomas. On Today in 2004, the National World War II Memorial opened in Washington, D.C. to thousands of visitors, providing overdue recognition for the 16 million U.S. women and women who served in the war. The memorial is located on 7.4 acres on the former site of the Rainbow Pool at the National Mall between Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. The Capitol Dome is seen to the east, and Arlington Cemetery is just across the Potomac River to the west. That's all from me. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that story on the World War II Memorial. Next up is Anthony Yu, who's here to talk with us about changing our schools week.
Last week at Pally was Changing Our Schools Week, a series of events organized by Pally ASB to promote acceptance and inclusivity on campus.
The goal for Changing Our Schools Week is to be able to incorporate what Pally is, make sure everyone's being included, making sure we are just, loving where we come from, who we are, and just having a healthy lifestyle, healthy relationship with everyone.
Each day featured a different theme and included participation from relevant student groups around campus.
So Monday was Service Day, Acts of Service Day is what our theme was, and then Acts of Kindness. So we had ASB make Post-it notes and then give them around and put them on campus, all around the lockers to add this visual positive effect, and it was really effective. We saw it on people's Snapchat stories, on Instagram stories, and people were taking them off the lockers and giving them to their friends. It was really positive and really effective. And then also Tuesday was the Pally Is Day, and we did an event where we put little whiteboards and said Pally Is, and we had students around campus write what they thought Pally was and how they felt about Pally, and then it was a really wonderful event to bring the community together. Wednesday was Identity Day, and we had Latinx, BSU. They featured their murals that they made recently, and they also had more informational tables. We had some performances from K-pop. That was really nice. And then Thursday was Sources Day, and that typically is probably one of the most impactful on the campus. We feature, first of all, Sources of Strength, the organization on campus, is out on campus, and they have their little groups of chairs on the quad, and they have discussion circles of each wedge of the wheel. And those are really powerful because it brings the Pally community together to talk about things. And finally, today, which is Friday, we have our Healthy Relationships Day, and we have various clubs such as One Love and Let's Bring Change to Mind. One Love is talking about differentiating between healthy and unhealthy relationships, and Let's Bring Change to Mind is featuring more self-care products and stuff like that. And then ASB is doing something where we put messages of love for the campus all over with chalk, and you can see various examples of that too.
This year's Changing Our Schools Week was an exhibition of work being done by student groups around Pally and promoted health, love, and safety on the Pally campus. For INFocus, I'm Max Rosenblum. Last week at Pally was Changing Our Schools Week.
What a great week at Pally, all about being our better self.
One group of people who always has great weeks is the athletes that Pally boasts.
Anthony is in the studio now with the latest in Pally sports news. Do we have another Anthony?
Last weekend was a toss-up. Now let's see the scores. Varsity baseball had a close game against Carmont, but lost in the end with a score of 3-2. On the other side, JV baseball stole home base and won against Carmont with the score of 8-4. Today at 4 p.m. in the double play against Lincoln, JV softball will play at home while varsity will play away. Also at home, JV's boys volleyball was set in spike against Santa Clara, following boys varsity volleyball at 6:45 p.m. That's all from me, now back to you.
With the school year ending soon, I'm just glad Pally sports are still going strong every day.
Something else that is strong every day is the rays of sun. It is always so hot.
I'll tell you more about that, what we could expect for the next few days. So as we look at San Francisco, we got a high of 62 and a low of 52, roughly around 60 degrees right now with winds at about 8 to 10 miles an hour. And as we cross the bay up into Oakland, we have a high of 69, a low of 53, roughly around 67 degrees right now with winds at about 6 to 7 miles an hour. As we go down south down to San Jose, we got a high of 72 and a low of 51. So that's our Bay Area temperatures for today. As we look at today in Palo Alto, today was around 69 degrees. We had a high of 72, a low of 52, winds at about 7 miles an hour today. As we look at Tuesday and Wednesday, expecting a little bit of a cloudy day tomorrow, but usually will be sunny throughout the afternoon. Wednesday is going to be sunny all day. As we look at the next 5 days, we're expecting a lot of sunshine. This weekend might be a little cloudy, but the next 2 days will be fantastic. Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.